Stop what you're doing right now. In the next few seconds, I'm going to reveal the exact words that destroy any chance you have with a woman. They are invisible landmines planted right in your own mouth. Have you ever felt that moment? The conversation flowing, her smiling, and then suddenly you blurt out a phrase, and the mood instantly chills. Her smile vanishes like smoke. Her interest evaporates. Listen closely. What I'm about to share is ultra rare. Few men notice this destructive pattern, and that's why so many get stuck in the same cycle of rejection. You think you're being kind. You think you're being authentic. But in reality, you're digging your own grave, word by word. And the worst part? She'll never tell you what you did wrong. Women have an internal radar, a male weakness detector that works in milliseconds. When you utter certain words, this radar sets off all the alarms. Game over. Do you know the tragedy in all of this? You probably repeat these killer phrases without even realizing it. It's an unconscious habit that sabotages your interactions before they even begin. I spent 10 years observing, analyzing, deciphering the communication patterns that separate men who attract from men who repel. And I discovered something frightening. There are 5 categories of words that act like pure poison to female attraction. 5 verbal traps that turn interest into indifference, respect into repulsion. Are you ready for this truth? I'm going to introduce you to the Never Code, a simple framework that will completely change how you communicate. It's not about being fake. It's about being strategic. First item of the code, N for neediness. These are the phrases that scream desperation, that show you need her more than she needs you. You know when you say things like, "You're the only one who understands me," or "I don't know what I'd do without you" at the beginning of a relationship. You've just put yourself below her. You've just handed over all your power on a silver platter. Women don't want to be your emotional crutch. They want a man who is already complete. When you show neediness, you become a burden, an emotional weight she'll have to carry. And believe me, no one wants to carry extra weight in their life. Studies show that female attraction plummets when a man demonstrates early emotional dependency. It's biological, primitive, uncontrollable. Can you feel the difference between saying, "You light up my day," and saying, "It's good to have you around"? One is neediness. The other is appreciation. One pushes away, the other attracts. Second item, U for urgency. Do you know that guy who, on the second date, is already talking about meeting the parents? About future plans? About where they'll spend Christmas together? That's you when you use words of urgency. When you say, "We need to talk about us." When you ask, "Where is this going?" after 3 weeks. When you demand definitions prematurely. Urgency kills attraction because it eliminates mystery. It eliminates the chase. It turns the dance of seduction into a desperate race to the finish line. Women want to feel that the relationship is evolving naturally, organically. When you force the pace with urgent words, you break that magic. It's like planting a seed and pulling it up every day to see if it's grown. You kill the plant. You kill the attraction. You kill any chance of something real flourishing. Do you see how haste is the enemy of conquest? How urgency turns you into a desperate salesman trying to close a deal. Third item, N for negativity. This is the silent killer, the man who complains, who criticizes, who always sees the downside, who turns every conversation into a free therapy session. When you say things like, "All women are the same," or "This place sucks," or "My job is hell," you are poisoning the atmosphere. Women are attracted to positive energy, to men who can find the good in situations, who turn problems into opportunities. Negativity is a universal repellent. No one wants to be around someone who sucks the energy out of the room, who turns every moment into a dark cloud. But pay attention. I'm not telling you to be a happy clown all the time. I'm telling you to choose your battles, to choose when and how to express dissatisfaction. There's a brutal difference between saying, "This waiter is incompetent," and saying, "Let's ask another waiter." One is a complaint, the other is a solution. One pushes away, the other demonstrates leadership. Does this difference make sense to you? Can you see how small changes in words completely change perception? Fourth item, C for comparison. This is the mistake of the insecure. of men who constantly need to validate themselves, who say things like, "I'm better than your ex," or "I make more than most guys." When you compare yourself, you reveal insecurity. You reveal that you're not sure of your own worth, that you need an external ruler to measure yourself against. Women detect this instantly. It's like a fire alarm going off. Insecure man detected. Danger. Retreat immediately. Comparison also works in reverse. When you say, "You're different from all the others," or "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever met," you are creating unnecessary pressure. You are putting her on a pedestal. And do you know what happens when you put someone on a pedestal? That person looks down on you. The high-value man doesn't compare himself. He simply is. His presence speaks for itself. His actions demonstrate his value. His words are merely a compliment. Can you see how comparison is an emotional crutch? How it reveals more about your insecurities than about your qualities? Fifth and final item, A for self-deprecation. This is verbal suicide. When you say things like, "I'm not good at this," or "You deserve someone better," or "I know I'm not the best looking," you are literally convincing her that you're not worth it. You are doing the rejection work for her. You are eliminating yourself from the game before it even starts. Self-deprecation is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You say you're not good enough, she believes it, and boom, game over. But there's an even worse detail. When you put yourself down, you are testing her, hoping she'll disagree, that she'll validate you, that she'll say, "No, you're amazing." And that is emotional manipulation disguised as humility. Women notice, and they hate it with all their might. The confident man doesn't need to diminish himself, doesn't need to ask for validation. He knows his worth, and he acts according to that knowledge. Feel the difference between saying, "I'm not a great cook, but I'll try," and saying, "I'm going to prepare something special for you." One apologizes in advance. The other promises an experience. Now let me tell you a secret. Almost no one realizes this. But all these categories have something in common. They reveal fear. Fear of not being enough. Fear of being abandoned. Fear of being rejected. And fear is the biggest killer of attraction there is. Women are biologically programmed to seek security, protection, stability. When your words reveal fear, you become the opposite of that. You become a risk, a problem, something to be avoided, not embraced. But wait, I know what you're thinking right now. If I can't say what I think, won't I be fake? Won't I be becoming someone I'm not? Won't I be manipulating? Listen closely to what I'm about to tell you. It's not about being fake. It's about being smart. About choosing your words with the same precision with which a surgeon chooses his instruments. You don't stop being authentic when you refine your communication. You become the best version of yourself, the version that attracts instead of repels. It's like learning a new language. At first, it seems artificial, forced, but with time, it becomes natural. It becomes part of who you are. Think of your words as tools. You can use a hammer to build a house or to destroy one. The tool is the same. What changes is how you use it. Every interaction with a woman is an opportunity, a chance to demonstrate your value, to build attraction, to create genuine connection. But every wrong word is a landmine you plant yourself. And when it explodes, there's no going back. The damage is done. I've seen incredible men destroy perfect chances with a single phrase. I've seen promising relationships die because of poorly chosen words. And the most tragic part? They never knew what they did wrong. They were left wondering what happened, why she disappeared, why the interest died. Now you know. You have the code, you have the knowledge few apply, that almost no one truly masters. The question is, what you're going to do with it. Will you keep repeating the same mistakes? Will you keep planting landmines in your conversations? Or will you start communicating like a high-value man? Remember, attraction isn't about what you say. It's about what you don't say. It's about the words you choose to avoid, the mistakes you don't make. Imagine your next interaction. You're on a date, the soft ambient music. She's there, in front of you, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. You open your mouth to speak, but now you have the code. You know which words to avoid, which traps not to step on. And for the first time, the conversation flows without obstacles. No exploding minds, no alarms going off on her radar, just pure and genuine connection. This is possible. It's within your reach. You just need to apply what you've learned here, reprogram your mind, train your tongue, master your words, and watch how your interactions completely transform. Women will start to see you differently. They'll feel something special about you, something they can't explain, but that magnetically attracts them. And do you know why? Because you're no longer sabotaging yourself. You're no longer destroying your own chances. You're finally allowing your true masculine essence to appear, without the crutches of insecurity, without the poisons of negativity, without the traps of comparison. Just you in your purest, most attractive form. Every man who watches this has a choice. Ignore these truths and keep failing, or absorb this knowledge and transform your reality. What will your choice be? Don't put it off until tomorrow. Don't wait for the next lost opportunity. Start now, in the next conversation, in the next message, in the next interaction. Apply the Never Code. Avoid the 5 deadly categories. And observe how the game completely changes in your favor. Pay attention. What I've shared with you is pure gold. It's the kind of knowledge that separates ordinary men from extraordinary men. Men who attract from men who repel. Men who conquer from men who beg. Men who choose from men who wait to be chosen. You've just received the keys, the treasure map, the secret code. Now it's up to you. Use it wisely. Use it intelligently. Use it with surgical precision. And always remember, words are invisible landmines. One wrong step and boom. But now you know where they are. Now you can walk safely, with confidence, knowing exactly where to step and where not to step. If this knowledge has opened your eyes, if you finally understand what you were doing wrong, do this now, before you forget. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with that friend who urgently needs to hear this. Because knowledge without action is just entertainment. And you're not here to be entertained, you're here to evolve, to become the man who attracts naturally, who conquers effortlessly, who communicates with mastery. That man is inside you, always has been. You just needed to learn not to sabotage him with your own words. Now you've learned. Now you know. Now it's time to apply. The game has changed. The rules are clear. The code is in your hands. The only question that remains is simple. Will you keep stepping on landmines? Or will you finally disarm all of them and walk freely across the battlefield of seduction? The choice has always been yours. But now, for the first time, you have the map. Use it wisely.